and welcome to Caravan Escapades. I hope everybody's keeping safe and well. What I want to do in this vlog is really just give you an update on the Truma air conditioning system and the Truma INET X system that we've been using. We've been back from France for about 3 months now, and we had the air conditioning and the INET X fitted. Air conditioning fitted by the dealers and the INET X fitted by Truma directly. We had those fitted earlier on in the year, and our trip to France was really the first time to use the air conditioning unit in anger. And wow, what a system. I mean, that worked really well. We couldn't have asked for more from it, to be fair. It kept the caravan really cool. We had no issues. We ran it almost continually for probably 3 weeks while we were out there. We put it on when we stopped. When we got our main site for 2 weeks, we had it running. It just worked great. At night, we were probably getting a little too cold, and we have to turn it up so we didn't get that cold. But the combination of the air conditioning system with the INET X just worked seamlessly. It worked really well. We're really pleased with it. We had, as I say, we had no issues. The only thing I would say is I was quite surprised by the amount of condensation water that ran off from the top of the unit. Didn't cause a big problem. Obviously, within the hot weather, it evaporated away relatively quickly, but at times there was almost a constant stream of water running down off the top of the caravan. I did hear people have issues, or I've heard of people that have had issues with water dripping inside the caravan. We had absolutely zero of that, none of that whatsoever. So I've just switched the air conditioning on so you can hear it running. It is running at the moment, and it is probably trying to work a little bit harder because I've just got the caravan nice and warm. You've probably just heard the compressor kick in there. That's probably the noisiest bit we ever get, but it does kind of quieten down. Once it gets to near the temperature it needs to be and stabilising that temperature, it does quieten down quite a bit. Why don't I take you and show you the system operating. So there's the actual air conditioning system we've got, and I've gone through this, and I'll put the vlog down, and I'll put a link to the vlog down below of when we've gone through the air conditioning system. So there's the air conditioning system. It can be controlled by the remote control as well as the panel, but I just don't use the remote control. I can control it through the app, or I can control it through the INET X panel. What I did do is I had it removed, all the heating side of things, had it removed from the Swift panel, so just had that disabled because it was very clunky when using it with that. But it's getting quite sort of chilly in here now. So let me just kind of run you through the control panel. So press to unlock the screen. So within the screen we've got room climate, hot water, the INET X app, any notifications. You can turn the system off in the settings, and within settings you can do you know, your time, your clock, all those sorts of stuff. So let's go to room climate. So room climate, you have 4 options. You have automatic, so you can see that's just turned off. So the automatic works together with the heating, with the Truma heating, so it'll work both the heating and the air conditioning, because this air conditioning system will provide heat as well, but it only really works well at providing heat above 4 degrees C. So the automatic, you just set whatever temperature you want, and then it will kind of run it through there like that. You can choose, obviously, with your heating as well, whether you want that on gas off or gas on, electric off, 900 watts or 1800 watts. And we'll just go back. So then we go to heating. So this is purely heating by itself. You can basically turn that up. So let's turn that up to about 20 degrees. You won't really hear anything happen here because this is just the normal Truma heating system. Again, like before, you can choose to have gas off, gas on, electric off, 900 watts or 180 watts. You can have the gas off if you want and just do it on electric, or you can have the electric off and just do it on gas. When we first get in the van, I kind of have both on. It just helps basically the caravan get warm a little bit quicker. So then we get cooling. This is where really just purely the air conditioning system. So we've set that to 16. I don't know whether you can hear the system has just come on. So it's come on, the system's running. So we've set it to 16. I think when we were in France, to be fair, we had it set at about kind of 18, that sort of stuff. And you can have it running low, so you can hear it's gone quite quiet, and that's what we had it on most of the time. Once it got to temperature, we had it on running low. You can have it on mid, and then you can have it on high as well, where it's kind of just blasting out. I don't know whether you can hear the fans there, they're going quite high. Let's just put that back to low. Or when we went to bed at night, we'd literally just put it into night mode, and it all just kind of quietens down a bit. You can still hear it, don't get me wrong, you can still hear it, but it is a very, very quiet noise. And one of those things, once it's got to the temperature it needs to be and stabilizing around that temperature, it makes very little noise at all. And then we can go on to ventilation. So within ventilation, you can have top ventilation, so you can have just air blowing through the top, so that's air blowing through the air conditioning system. And then if you turn the water off, so I don't know whether those of you know that you can actually get the Truma blown air system just to blow air around through the vents. So we've got, you know, the vents there. This is the system under here. I don't know how well you can see it really, but basically what that will do, that will just circulate air and blow air around the caravan. Disadvantage with that, if you are using the Truma water heater or the heating unit to do that, you have to turn the water off, as you saw there. Basically to do that, I turned the water off because that ventilated air needs to go around past the boiler. So if you are going to be blowing cool air around there, you're not going to be able to have hot water as well. And if you've had hot water on, it will take a little bit of time obviously for that air sort of to cool down. But you can have that function of bottom ventilation, of normal ventilation, even if you haven't got the air conditioning system. So we'll just put those back to 0. We go back to cooling. We'll take night mode off. So we'll take night mode off again, put that to mid, drop that down. So that's the biggest noise. You get this boom as the compressor kicks in, but the compressor doesn't run continually. It kind of just runs when it needs that extra bit of oomph. But I've found the combination of this and the air conditioning system just absolutely brilliant. Now there is an app, there is an INET X app that you can get on your phone, so you can do all of this, and you can control your air conditioning system and your heating system from the INET X app. Because the INET X is quite a new system, there are new firmware updates, new software updates coming. So as soon as I connect my phone to the INET X system, we can update it with new apps and things like, sorry, not new apps, we can update the app and get the firmware updates, that sort of thing. So I've just got the control out just to show the remote control that does come with the system. So here's the remote control. You get functions down there, but in all honesty, I don't use this. I barely ever use this. You can control the fan speed, as you can see there. Send that up. I find it takes a little bit of time. There we go. You see there's like a bit of a delay. Obviously I put the fan on really high. You can hear it getting higher now. So let's go down with the fan again. So let's turn the fan down to its lowest setting. Press the send. It's okay. So it does move, but I don't know. I just find there's that 2 or 3 second delay, which I find a little bit annoying. One great feature that has been fitted or fixed with the latest firmware update, there is LED lights here on the system, and there's a button just here to switch those on. So I can press that button now and those LED lights come on. They didn't work before once I'd had the INET X fitted, but they do work now. So that works. So yeah, that's the remote control, but in all honesty, like I've said, I barely ever use the remote control. Let me just put that back there. So if we just go through the other functions on the panel, so you've got the INET X, that basically just tells you what devices are connected, so that's my mobile phone. You can delete that off there, you can add a new device, that sort of thing. So then you go to notifications. No notifications. If your system detects any malfunctions or changes that require yours or technical support, it will show up here. So should you have any notifications, should you run out of gas, should you have any problems, that sort of stuff, it will show you on there. Turn off, so you can basically put the thing on standby, or you can turn it off altogether. And you go into settings, so you just set your date and time as you would do normally here. So that's all your date and time stuff. Ooh, and then go back. Oh, I've changed the time, I didn't want to do that, so it's the 6th. So go back again, and then general settings, so language, brightness, device manager. So basically it just tells you the air conditioning. So we've got the Aventa Comfort, it's powered, and the heater control, which is a Combi 4E. Let's just see what that said if we press there. So yeah, it just gives me the latest information on the panel, that sort of thing. Let's go back again. Factory reset, I don't want to do that. Touch calibration, this is really just to calibrate the panel. Tap on the X's precisely, this will help you recalibrate the touch area on the panel. So that's that one, that's that one, that one, that one. Recalibration successful. Let's go back into settings, general, and open source. So there's obviously an open source if you want to start writing or adding software to it. I don't know a lot about open source. And again, you can press the home button. There we go, and you go back. So, and that after a few seconds will just go into the lock. It tells you Bluetooth is switched on, and it tells you we are connected to power. As I say, I had all of those functions removed from the Swift command. It just works so much better with the control panel or through the phone. I've left my phone inside, I haven't got that to show you, but I don't even use the phone much really, to be fair. All I use is this and the air conditioning and the heating system. So that was my summary on our Aventa Comfort and the INET X system. I'll put links to both of those below. We've got the Combi E, obviously that all works in connection with that. I've just heard the heater fire up there because I've just sort of switched that back to heating, so that's fired up and that will work as normal. I'm just really pleased with how well it's worked. I know I don't have all the functionality, you know, because we don't like the remote control, I guess. Could use it from the app, don't really use it from the app, just use it from the panel while we're in the van, and it just works really well. It worked absolutely brilliant while in France. I know I keep going on about that, but you know, we were in 40-degree temperatures, 41, 42-degree temperatures, and the Caravan was just so cool. We obviously kept the blinds closed as well, just to help keep the Caravan cool, so we kept the blinds shut and all that sort of stuff, just to stop the direct sunlight. I know it's a very kind of quick, brief overview of how we found the system, how we like it. I can recommend it. I mean, the INET X, you're looking at around about £300 fitted, and depending on where you go for the actual air conditioning system, you can get deals on that, but it's about £1,800 fitted. If you're you know, not going overseas, you're not going to France, you don't use the Caravan that much, is it worth fitting the air conditioning system? I guess that's your call, but from our point of view, it was absolutely brilliant. We went away to where did we go? Sherwood Pines last weekend, and we didn't use the aircon. You know, there was no need to use the aircon. It was all pretty cold out there, and in all honesty, we probably won't use the aircon again till next year. As I say, it does have a heating function, but the heating function doesn't work very well when it gets below 4 degrees. Maybe what we should try is running them for an extended period, sort of in the automatic, so the boiler and the air conditioning system are working together. But certainly once it gets into those warmer months again, and we head out to hopefully the south of France again, the air conditioning unit will just come into its own. So I hope you found that useful. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Hit that notification bell, and that will keep you updated when we put out new videos. I'll put all links to everything you need below. Please feel free to drop me comments, ask questions, that sort of thing. I'm no expert in it. It is just purely my kind of user preference. There may be things that I'm doing wrong, I may be using it wrong, but I just wanted to give you guys an overview of how we felt we get on with the system and our thoughts on it. So thank you very much, and we shall see you on the next one.